And welcome to I Got My Miracle. This is Paola, and we are here at Rythmia with beautiful Mary. Mary was so kind to say, yes, I would be honored to do this conversation today. And I can't wait for her to share her experience here at Rhythmia. This is her second time here. And the things that she has shared with us this week and with me yesterday in particularly is so powerful and is so miraculous in so many ways. So thank you, Mary, for saying yes to this. Thank you for yeah, thank you for sharing your light with us. So, Mary, this is your second time. Can you take us back to last year? It was exactly a year ago that you came, right?
Yes, the same week.
So, how did Rhythmia find you, or you found Rhythmia? How did that happen?
I'll try to tell you the short version. In 2010, I saw The Secret, and one of my friends introduced me to that, and I watched it, and I'm an engineer, guys, so like logical, pragmatic, very, very analytical. So I'm watching The Secret, and Reverend Michael Beckwith comes on the screen, and I get this visceral reaction, very strong. I'm going to meet him, and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? Every time he shows up on the screen, I get the same reaction, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ignore that now because that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, in 2015, I moved to California, and I knew that he had a church out there, and I thought maybe I'll go to his church. But I moved about 2 hours away from LA, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Show up at his church and say, hi, I'm supposed to meet you. I had this intuition. I was like, no, they're gonna throw me in jail. He's like, a stalker. She's crazy. 5 years after that, I was at the Joe Dispenza Advanced Retreat in Marco Island, Florida, and this beautiful woman I met named Priscilla, she was very gracious, and she asked me what I was there for. And I said, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm very depressed. I have a major depressive disorder, and I'm suicidal. And she just said, you might want to check out Rhythmia. So I was like, okay. And at the time, I didn't know anything that happened here. Mm-hmm. But I looked online, and I signed up for the newsletter, and I had the newsletter go into my my Gmail, which goes to a promotions box. So you never see them when you're checking it on your phone. You only see the primary box. And in May of 2025, 5 years later, I was in Mexico, and I was very depressed, and I was drinking a martini, and I opened my email, and it said ayahuasca for depression. And I was like, okay. And I opened the email, and guess who's in the email? Michael Beckwith. And so I was like, this is insane. And it happened to be during the week when I was going to be able to be off of work. So I said, okay, I'm just going to, trust my intuition and go.
So the seed was planted in 2010.
Yes.
With Michael Beckwith.
Yes.
Then someone says in 2015, did you say?
In 2015, I was thinking about him again as I moved out to California.
And then 2020
was the Joe Dispenza retreat where my friend Priscilla told me about Rhythmia.
Oh my God. So it's all these seeds, the spirit has been planted, and now you're ready, August 2025.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was a deep-rooted tree because the seeds had been planted so long ago. So as soon as I saw, I just felt overwhelmed with the synchronicities, and I was like, okay, I'm listening.
Oh, wow. And was it nerve-wracking to, book the ticket and get on that plane, get on the, or was it like you were just trusting the whole way through? How was it to get here for the first time?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of internal struggle, but I had become so desperate with depression and feeling suicidal that I just said, well, I really have no hope left. So I'm going to try this one last ditch effort and see if this works for me. And I'm thinking in my mind, it's probably not, just like everything else I've tried. I've tried transcranial magnetic stimulation. And
you were already doing Joe Dispenza, you were already in it, but you needed something else.
Yeah.
And for those who are watching and you've been on antidepressants, were you advised to let go of them a little bit before?
The interesting thing is, I had been off of antidepressants. I was on them for 12 years, but I stopped when I was 30.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, but I was, at the time, I was taking Klonopin for panic attacks.
Yeah. And you stopped that. before you continued?
Yes. So I stopped, for the detox.
For the detox to get here.
And I wasn't taking them every day.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's just an important little nuance that before you come here, everybody's advised to do a little detox. So now that first experience, if you can give us a little summary and then, jump the timelines a year later, how was that first experience for you?
And also to your point, I did come in and I'm feeling a little judgmental, like, what is this place and what kind of people come here? And I was like, what does that say about me? And all the things.
Right.
And I had such an incredible experience, and it was so unexpected. And, I had major depressive disorder for 30 years and a suicidality, and I just thought nothing's going to work. And when I tell you I walked away completely clear, it's been an entire year, and I haven't had a depressive episode whatsoever in over a year now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful to hear.
Yeah. And so now, the interesting thing is I still had PTSD, but there were so many other layers that needed to be addressed with some messages that I needed to get from my mother and things like that. And that's why I was led to come back. And I felt the intensity of the PTSD during ceremony, and it was rising up so that my body could purge it out through every cell, and it really did.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Lovely. And so if you could walk us through the miracles that you received this week, what would they be if you could tell us? Like you were mentioning during class about the synchronicity about you sharing your grandmother's name, doing it at your mom's birthday. Yeah. However you feel comfortable to share that. But there's so many miracles that you received, and you're like, now I can see. And that's one of the most beautiful things she said to me. Like, I didn't know, but now I know, or I can remember now.
Yeah. It's so much, and it's actually a lot of this is covered in my book, and I'll probably write a second book on just because to unpack everything that happened this time. But basically, by no accident, I thought it was accident, but by no accident, last year's ceremony or week was, I was here July the 27th through August 3rd. And so that fifth morning after the fourth night of ceremony, August 1st, is also my mother's birthday.
Today?
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Yes. And I was reborn last year on this day, so it's my birthday too. I'm 1 year old.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she passed away when I was 23, and I was actually planning to commit suicide in January of this year, and I would be 45 years old when I would be the exact same age as she was when she passed of a pulmonary embolism. And so instead of dying at age 45, I was reborn.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wow. And she actually, I channeled her Thursday night, and one of the messages that she told me was, I knew that you were going to commit suicide. That's why I brought you here to be reborn at age 45 and change, and now you can carry my legacy of love.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So it's pretty intense. But your point about the name, so last year, I'm laying in the grass looking at the sky, the fifth morning, and it occurred to me that I just was reborn on my mother's birthday, and I, Mary, gave birth to my parent of my inner child, and my grandmother, Mary, gave birth to the real parent of me on this day. And it was so intense, and I thought, okay, this is all interconnected. This time, you kind of led me to that realization that something that I had been dealing with the, being too masculine, too armored and shielded, actually came from my grandmother. It did not occur to me. She, was a single mom with 6 children, abusive husband, all the things. And so even though I didn't have children, my life has kind of, played out and put me in a much more masculine energy. And one of the things that I wanted to achieve was to be much more my feminine. And when I got here, my left nostril was completely closed up. It is completely opened now. Yes. When I got here, I have, frozen shoulder in my left shoulder, and I could barely lift my arm above that. And now, yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So not just emotional and spiritual breakthroughs, but physical breakthroughs. Depression, suicidality, PTSD, frozen shoulder.
I mean, we're not talking about like, oh, I just fell a little off in my life. Like you have been through the valley of shadows and come out in the other side to the light.
Yes, with great intensity.
Wow, woman. And that, I feel that the most powerful beings, they go through the most difficult experiences. And I love to hear, and it's giving me chills to say this, that you've written a book about this. This book was written after last year's experience?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of the book and when can we see it?
Oh, very soon, I hope. It's called Still Here, How Healing the Inner World Saved My Life.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've already been thinking about ideas for a follow-on book, or actually 2 books that I think that would help people. And I guess what I want to achieve in this is being suicidal and being very depressed. I went through years of therapy, and the therapists that I have, incredible. I'm not trying to diminish them, but the reality is that until someone's actually gone through what you've gone through, you still feel like you're being analyzed by an outsider that doesn't understand you. And so I hope that my book, not being a therapist, but just having walked a path of great darkness for many, many years, not just a year or 2, but 30, hopefully that can reach someone that is on their it's just like their last hope, their last straw. It's almost broken and they're ready to give up. If my book can come in there and say, okay, there's possibilities.
And I see it because she went through it. They're just not telling me about it.
Right.
She's gone through it. And so you mentioned about talk therapy, which I believe what you believe is it's so powerful.
Yes.
And when we engage with plant medicine, the medicine goes to like at the cellular level, at the soul level, and she knows where the original wounding happened.
Yes.
Would you say that that's what had made you break through by doing the medicine?
Yes. She knows the moments in time. She brings you back to them. And shows you the reality of yourself and how that, and you step in and your job is to parent that inner child in the moment, and all of the tools that Rythmia equipped me with, I fully committed to. And so the very comprehensive explanations of how the medicine does work and what you can do to amplify it and integrate it was what was everything to me. And I did all the practices because I had already done many of those practices way before I came. It's just that nothing was like you said, healing the root of the core of the wounding. And so now that she had taken care of that, and then I had those integration practices, it's just my life has been very joyful.
Oh, I love hearing that. Well, when I'm in your presence, you're very sweet and very feminine and very joyful. So I don't know this masculine version of you. It's like I can't see her.
Good.
But yes, you and we were talking in class like this beautiful merge of the masculine and the feminine. And she's an engineer but a yoga teacher too. It's like you have this both dualities, merge with each other in beautiful balance.
Yeah.
Yes. And so let's talk a little bit about Rythmia. How have you felt being in the campus of Rythmia with the things that we offer here, the food, the classes, everything? How have you felt in the container?
I've never felt so safe in my life. I've never felt so heard and accepted. And the big thing for me was that I didn't want to do anything outside of a clinical setting. So the fact that this is a hospital, there are doctors that administer this. I had to do a medical intake form, and that they advised me of exactly what to do for the protocol and said, we will be monitoring you. The protocol will be changed based on your specific needs and what's going on with you. All of that mattered, and that's what brought me here. And then when I came here, and it was so gorgeous, and the campus is just so lush with wildlife and, all the foliage, all the tropical, trees and plants. And it has a very calming effect. The fact that, they have the colonics, the massage, and all of these things that I've been studying for years and understanding about how, the gut brain axis and all of these things in massage moving, the emotions, the stuck energy out of the body. And, that's all scientific, so I just felt like this is incredible. The food, the shared dining space, the communion, the time to talk with others, to share with other people and listen to their experiences, and then that helps you, that helps your heart, and then maybe you have a bit of something to offer them. And it's
the collective wisdom is palpable and beautiful, and the community.
The classes are priceless. I can't tell you how many times I heard something in class and then it really connected fully in ceremony, and I was able to really use that in my journey.
I love it. And one of the qualities that I see in you is that you are willing and open, like, and so that those are things that are so supportive when you come here. Like, you're committed to. I'm committed, I'm willing, and I'm open to receive and be guided, so that when I'm in the medicine, I can truly take advantage of what the Mother Ayahuasca is giving you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the interesting thing is I had watched some participants, that they seemed very closed off, and I thought, oh, you'll see. And they did,
and they opened up.
They did open.
Yes. So even if you're not that willing and that open, it will open you up.
And if she is leading you in, I mean, mine took 15 years. She started the story. She started planting the seeds in me. So, when she leads you in, just come without fear, because there's nothing to fear. That's the interesting thing, too, that I'd like to add, is that I thought that I would be scared because of the stories that I had heard. And I thought, this is going to be scary. I have never been scared during ceremony.
I love that.
Like, I never was actually scared because I knew what was happening. She communicated with me, and all of the classes also kind of reminded you, like, lean into what's hard, but don't have fear, and so kind of re-emphasizing that.
There's more anxiety for the stories that we might have heard, but in reality, the container is so safe. You know what's going on, that there's nothing to fear, like you said. So what are you excited about now that you've finished this week? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, gosh, so much.
Yeah.
So I will be teaching yoga classes now on Tuesday nights as well as on Sundays. I will be doing more clothing.
Beautiful.
This is my
merch.
Vinyasa Life is my brand, and I'll be writing. I'll be finishing my current book that's almost done, and then I'll be starting to write 2 other books.
Wow. Okay, just that.
Just a few things.
Just a little few things. Beautiful. And what would you say to someone who's watching right now and might want to, have a couple of words of encouragement to come? What would you say to them?
Oh, even if you're doubting, even if you're very analytical minded, even if you, feel like, oh, this is for hippy dippy people. It's also for engineers and other people that are very science minded. There's a lot of scientific reasoning behind this. I would just encourage you to have faith in yourself and faith in possibility.
Faith and possibility. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. You're beautiful, and I am so grateful for your testimonial. Thank you for walking through the valley of shadow and coming out on the other side. We need warriors like you in this world, and thank you so much.
I'm grateful for it all.
Wow. Beautiful, powerful woman. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Share this testimonial to someone that you may think, this is the perfect video for them to listen to. Maybe they don't listen to you, but they might listen to Mary. All right, we'll have a beautiful Saturday, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.